Okay, hello everybody. This is Amanda. She is a teacher at a therapeutic day school for students with special needs, and the program that she works in, it's all students strictly with autism.
And we're in a middle school classroom.
Okay, so question number one: do students with behavioral challenges impact your ability to teach? And if so, please explain.
Yes and no. A lot of times, in this particular case, it's kind of hard to, you're like a one-on-one and the teacher, and then if your student's in crisis, you're trying to help that. So definitely sometimes my kiddos aren't getting all the instructional time, but we're also short-staffed, so am I supposed to be looking at you or this?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. And,
you look at me.
Okay.
Yeah,
And so it's just tough right now because we're short-staffed. But what was the second part of it?
Just like explain like how. So
yeah,
you're short-staffed.
We're short-staffed. As a teacher, you're also one-on-one all the time. So I could be with the three boys, and be like their one-on-one, or I can be with one of my kiddos who's like in crisis lately, or one of my kiddos is in an ALA that's out of the classroom. So
can you explain what an ALA is?
Sure. It's an alternate learning area that students go to if they are not safe enough or just have needs that can't be met in the physical classroom space. I also have one of my students who's in an in-class ALA, so when I work with her, I'm in the classroom, but in her own space. So if there was 5 of me, it'd be great, but trying to go from place to place.
Yeah. So do you feel that, number 2, so does it make it hard to equally distribute time amongst all your students?
It does, especially because of our short staff. This is what our rotation looks like. We have 3 boys grouped together, and then this child requires 2 staff. This one requires 1, and this one also requires 1. So if you're with him, you're gone out of the classroom. If you're with her, you're in the classroom, but in an ALA. If you're with the boys, you're 1-to-3 ratio. And then if you're with this friend, you're also in the classroom, but we're kind of in crisis lately. So yeah, it's kind of hard. I try to at least be in the classroom 3 days a week. And if I'm with my other kiddo, 2 days outside of the classroom, just so that he's also getting time with me. So
yeah,
trying to spread the wealth.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so switching gears a little bit, this is about technology. If your smartboard or other technology in your classroom were to stop working, what would you do? How would you adapt to that situation?
I always try and have printouts available because it does happen and it will happen, and you don't want to have nothing to give to them. So they're really good about if I present a change symbol, they're really okay with doing it as a handout as opposed to technologically based. So
that's good. How do you think technology in your classroom helps the students, and how do you think it can hinder them?
I think it helps because all my kiddos being diagnosed with autism primarily, and them being primarily visual learners, it helps give the visual aspect as well as the participation part. However, I think it hinders because when some of my kiddos are working for things like the iPad, they get really, really attached to it, and when it's not available or if it's not a choice at that time, it can become a problem or an issue, a behavior issue.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Do you find yourself adjusting the curriculum that you teach each week, or do you stay on track for the most part?
I definitely adjust. I try to stay on track as much as possible, only because I don't want to get too behind or not be covering the same topic as the other middle schoolers. Mm-hmm. But definitely in math, especially, I find that we kind of go at a slower pace than what the curriculum map calls for.
Okay. And then the last question, how do you form relationships to communicate effectively with your parents?
So this is key. I email parents literally every morning and every night sometimes because especially with the student who's in crisis, the one I'm particularly talking about, his mom will send me an email in the morning about how his night at home went, and then I will email her at the end of the school day letting her know how his day here went. One of my students also uses an AAC a little button, a press button, and she'll record how his night was at home, and I'll record how his day was at school. So it's key. communication. Having an open line of communication is key. And if you are openly communicating, always try and communicate positive and negative so that you're not only calling home when there's something negative happening. I think that's really key. Like, if something really cool happens at school, I try and email their parents and say, like, hey, like, this happened. Like, it sounds like a little success, but, like, it's really exciting to us and or their parents. So, just maintaining a positive relationship and open line.
For sure. All right. Is there anything else you want to say about classroom management?
No.
Any tips?
No. Appreciate your staff and all that they do. That's all.
All right. Well, thank you.